All right, I've got my Free Company militia. Gonna be finishing up their eyes. I've already done the black in their eye sockets, so next step is to move on to the white. And I've already got my, let's see, white scar layer paint mixed to how I want it, and basically just enough paint on the brush and it being wet enough to come off the paintbrush, but not wet enough to run out of the area. And not looking for anything crazy pretty because I have 38 of these guys and I just want them to have some character. And you can either dab it, sometimes the dab is a little inconsistent, or you can lightly brush into the eye. Try that. Sometimes you get a little more control that way by just taking tiny little brush strokes. You can see, he's already crazy, so if he looks a little crazier, then it's not bad. And dealing with such little amounts of paint on the brush at a time, it's easy for your brush to dry out, and then the paint transfer onto your model is not going to be super consistent. So it's always good to, you see your brush starting to get a little stiff, just rinse it off in the water, and that will make it easier for you to paint. I like this guy because part of his, see, it's whatever. If you mess up one spot, whatever, chances are that someone's gonna be looking super close at their eyes as you have them on display, or if you're playing on, see, I don't even do this guy. You can't even see his face. See, I'm just like, I didn't even put black on his face, so I'm not gonna do his eyes. Yeah, I'm not the best, but I think just a little bit of white goes a long way. You get that shadow effect with the black, you get the whites of their eyes, and then you go back with a tiny little drop of black again for their pupil. All right, so I'm just gonna crank through a bunch of these, and maybe I'll give you some close-ups on ones that I feel are worthy of being shown. Yeah. See? Happy little mistake, right? Like what Bob Ross says. these guys are crazy anyways, so they have a messed up face. Just adds to your story. And here's another guy that I'm not even going to bother painting his eyes because you can't see them. I always try to go away from the nose because you don't want white on the nose. That is a spot that I would redo if I got paint on there. But for the eyes, you know, you're just looking for a decent amount. Don't make it too small because then you won't have a spot to put the black for the pupil. And, you know, if you make it too big, then, or if it runs completely outside of the eye, then you can just, you know, do the best you can to wipe it off, but, you know, you're probably just gonna be starting over with some black over your mistake. But like I said, if it's not terrible, just move on. It's not worth spending all your time getting frustrated over these guys. You know, they're rank and file. You got your whole unit to look at. And if someone's gonna point out your mistakes, yeah, say thanks and move on to something happier, I guess. Oh. Almost done with my group. Give you a close-up. And here they are with the whites of their eyes done. And you know, the few mistakes I made, can't tell. And even if you can, the majority of them look pretty cool. You know, they're all crazy farmers and mercenaries and cutthroats out there, either fighting for their land or fighting for their coin. It's okay if they look a little crazy. So what I'll be doing now is putting the tiniest little dot into the white of their eyes. Basically, just going to try to barely touch into part of their eye. And, you know, I've mentioned before that these guys are kind of crazy, so if their eyes are a little wonky, I'm okay with that. And, you know, I'm just going to try to do the tiniest little dot. And if it, you know, goes to the side or to the top or the bottom, that's also all right. You know, they'll be looking in different directions, but I'm going to keep loading the paintbrush and trying to get a super fine point. it's not too bad. But like I said, I've got 38 of these guys, and I'm not looking for them to be perfect every single time. But this guy's got kind of a wonky eye. But, you know, I do my best. And when you look at all of them together, you know, they look pretty cool. It's always got to be, you know, how close are you looking at these models? Are you looking at it from 2 feet, or are you looking at it up, you know, 6 inches? So take that into consideration. So now we got a close-up of their eyes, and that's where I stop. That guy's not bad. And even, you know, even some of the close-ups here, you can't even really tell that they've got pupils and stuff. So, and I'm like 4 inches away from these guys. So, take it from me, and don't dwell on the little mistakes that you have.